Alright guys, this is Prime Flex and I'm back with another massive mobile strategy. Okay, so guys, you guys have been demanding for mobile strategies for my in my past two videos that are meant for the PCs, and I've decided to bless you guys with this massive and this profitable mobile strategies. And for you guys that are still asking if my former strategies still work, I'm telling you this right now, they still work and they work so well. They work very well. Okay, so even if you don't have a PC, you can browse through my collection or my playlist, and you can find yourself a good and a profitable mobile strategy, okay, for you. Okay, and it doesn't really matter what strategy you're using. Okay, it doesn't really matter. What really matters is the strategy is good. Okay, once the strategy is good, it doesn't have to be that good. Okay, once the strategy is good, all you just have to perfect is your risk management and your money management and your psychology in trading. Okay, whether you're scalping or you're doing long-term trading, okay, you just have to understand that there are ways to there are processes that you have to take, even when the strategy is not that awesome, that is going to make you profitable better, even better than someone that is using an awesome strategy. Okay, so let's get started with the strategy. The strategy is, it is a simple trend following strategy. Okay, most of my strategies on YouTube are trend following strategies, and that is because I prefer looking for a good trend and riding that trend. Okay, so I just look for these indicators are just going to be ways, they are going to be ways for me to see the trend of the market. Okay, for me to identify if the market is in a good trend for me to jump in. Okay, so let me talk about the strategy. Okay, it is a simple strategy, and we're going to be using three indicators. We have the first one, which is our trend filter right here. Then we have the Ichimoku. Then we have the Oxum, the accelerator, oscillator. Okay, and this strategy is a very simple one. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to identify the overall trend of the market. As you can see right here, the overall trend of the market is downtrend. Okay, because the candles are below, they are below the moving average. Okay, so the moving average is acting as a roof. Okay, so the candles are just ranging, or they're just moving below the what below the moving average. All right, so that tells us that the market is in a downtrend. Okay, it could be for a long time, it could be for a short time, but we just know at the moment the market is in a downtrend. All right, so what do we want to identify next? Okay, we want to identify something next. The thing we want to identify is when the candles cross the Ichimoku to the downside. Okay, so when a candle closes below the Ichimoku, that is going to tell us that we should get ready for an entry. But we don't just take entries when the candles cross the Ichimoku, because that would be very risky. As you can see right here, this one right here is going to be a very risky one, because as soon as the full body of a candle closes below the Ichimoku, you could say that the green spike that happened, and you could have been caught on the spike if you're just trading using the Ichimoku blindly. All right, so we are adding the accelerator oscillator to as an extra confirmation for us. All right, so when we see that the market has crossed the Ichimoku, all right, the market has crossed the Ichimoku, we have some levels here, and the accelerator we have the zero point 0.5, which I'll be explaining for crash, and then we have the minus zero point 0.5, which is for boom. All right, so the minus zero point 0.5, since we're in boom, we are going to be taking note of the minus zero point 0.5 level. All right, so what I want to make sure is, as soon as the Ichimoku crosses the 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 uh the candlestick, I want to make sure this lines, this histogram crosses the minus zero point 0.5 level. All right, I want to make sure it crosses. As you can see right here now, even if this is not a good trade, because the market is above the 200 moving average, but I just want to use this as an example. You could say that the candles are what, the candles are below the Ichimoku, and you can see right here that the market just crossed the minus zero point 0.5 level. So this would have been a good trade for us to enter, if only the confirmations are all met. But right here, the confirmations are not fully met because we can see right here that the candles are what they are above the what the 200 moving average. All right, so let me go back to my explanation. So I was explaining with this, so let me just zoom in and show you guys. You can see right here, um let me switch this off. Then you can see right here that the candle crossed at this point, and then when the candle crossed and closes below the what below the Ichimoku, all I'll be waiting for is for the accelerator oscillator to switch from moving up to moving down, and while it is moving down, it crosses the what it crosses the minus zero point 0.5 level. So this would have been sorry for that, this would have been the trade. So I can see right here, this is green, green, red, red, and then you can see right here at this one right here, it crosses the what the minus zero point 0.5 level. It crosses and closes below the minus 0.5 level, while the candle is still what below the Ichimoku. So that would have been our trade entry. All right, this right here would have been our trade entry. This right here, all right, this right here would have been our trade entry, because you can see right here. I want to see if I can zoom more, or I can't. So you can see right here and right here that the candle closes below the Ichimoku, and the accelerator oscillator has closed below the minus zero point 0.5 level. So how many candles would you take? You would take 3 to 5 candles, or if you have a larger account, you could take 5 to 6 candles. Okay, so this is an example, that is an example of a trade, and this should be an example of another trade. Now, would you take trades like this? Yes, you would, because you could see the spike took the candle above the Ichimoku, and then when the market begins to close below the Ichimoku, we begin to try to see if and notice if our accelerator oscillator is going to go what is going to go below. And then when we see that the first one didn't touch the 0.5, but it is the second one that did what that touched the 0.5 level. And you can see right here, as soon as the second one closes, while the candle also closed below the Ichimoku, as soon as as a bar of the accelerator closes below the minus 0.5 level, that would be our sell entry. All right, I'm just going to take the candles. All right, so you can see this is another trade right here. The candles are what below the Ichimoku. All these are happening while the overall trend is downtrend. Okay, all the candles are right below the 200 exponential moving average. All right, so you just have to listen and pay attention. All right, so the candles are closing below the Ichimoku right now, and I'm just going to wait for my accelerators later to go from moving up to facing down, and then when it begins to face down, I'm looking for that one line that's going to close below the minus 0.5 level, and I get it immediately right here. So this would have been the trade entry, and I would have just taken my 3 to 5 candles and left the market. All right, so this is another example of a trade. You could say the overall trend right here is downtrend. All right, and this would have been the trade. So the candle closes below the Ichimoku, and then we get the accelerator oscillator to close below the minus 0.5 level, and we would have entered that trade. Same thing with this place. All right, and then same thing with this one. Same thing with this one right here. All right, then now let me show you how it works in you want to make sure, okay, you want to make sure it crosses the 0.5 level. You can see right here it didn't touch the 0.5 level, so the minus 0.5 level, sorry. So you wouldn't be taking any trade if it doesn't close below the minus 0.5 level. Now let me show you for crash 1000. So you can see right here, we want the market to be, this is a downtrend right now, because the candles are the candles are below the 200 moving average, so we wouldn't be taking any trade based on this. But let me just use this as an explanation. All right, okay, let me just look for a good trade as an explanation so you don't get confused. All right, so you can see right here the candles are above the 200 moving average, which is this black line right here. Then we want the candles to close. Let me zoom in. We want the candles to close above. This time it is crash 1000, so we want the candles to close above the Ichimoku. And once the candle closes above the Ichimoku, we want the oscillator to close above the what, 0.5 level. Once we get that first bar that closes above the 0.5 level for the oscillator, that will be our trade entry, and you're going to be taking 3 to 5 candles, like I said. All right, is this above? Yes, this is above the 200 moving average, and then you can see right here candles are what, above the Ichimoku. Then I'll just wait for the confirmation of my oscillator, which closes above the 0.5 level, and then I'll take my entry. All right, so let me see. Now, the reason why I added the oscillator is to prevent us from having fake entries from the Ichimoku. All right, fake entries from the Ichimoku. That times the Ichimoku, the candle closes above the Ichimoku, and then it just spikes immediately. So the oscillator is going to act as a trend confirmation. It is going to tell us that the market is now in a strong trend, all right, for us to be able to jump in. All right, so you can see right here the bar didn't close above the 0.5, so we wouldn't be taking a trade based on this signal. So this is the one we'll be taking a trade based on, this one right here, because you can see the bar closed, the first bar closed, what we saw, the first bar that closed above the 0.5 level. All right, so you can go on and you can search for more examples. You can just add this to your chart and search for more examples. This is practically, okay, this is practically an 80 or a 95. I'll put it at a 95%, a 95% profitability or win rate. All right, or 90. So this is it is a 90 for boom 1000, but it is a 95 for crash 1000. But because I love the volatility of boom 1000, I always prefer using it on boom 1000 more than crash 1000. All right, but it is very accurate for crash 1000, even more than boom 1000. All right, so let me show you the indicator settings for this. So I'm just going to add them from scratch. All right, the first thing I want to add, I'll press my F button. The first thing I want to add is my moving average, the 200 moving average, the 200 exponential moving average, and then I'll click on done, and then I want to click on the F button again and the main chart, and I want to add my Ichimoku. Okay, this is how you're going to set your Ichimoku. All right, the Tenkan-sen is 5, the Keijo-sen is 5, the Senko span B is 52, and then you just need the colors of just the Tenkan-sen and the Keijo-sen, and you set them in same colors. Okay, all right, so it doesn't confuse you. All right, so you click on done, and then click on the F button, click on main chart, and then you look for the oscillator, the first indicator under the Bill Williams. All right, then you click on it, and you leave the setting, you leave it as default, and then the only thing you're changing is the level, which is going to be 0.5 is going to be a crash buy, while minus 0.5 is going to be a boom sell. All right, sorry, a boom sell. All right, so you go back and you click on done, and that is it. We've added it to our chart right now, and you can see the crash buy and the boom sell. All right, so that is going to be more of a visual to show us when to buy the market. All right, so that is all about the strategy. If you have any questions about the strategy, you can just go on to my you can see right here now we're watching the trade, but you can see right here, because the market is in an uptrend, it didn't go far enough in a downtrend. So if you were entering this trade without checking the overall trend, which is making sure the candles are below the 200 exponential moving average for boom 1000, you would have gotten spike before you took your 5 candles. All right, so you have to make sure that the spike is below the 200 moving average. All right, below the 200 moving average. All right, so these are 3 confirmations, triple confirmations. All right, so that makes it one of the best strategies on my channel right now. Okay, I mean right now, because I have another strategy coming up after this one that you can combine with this, and I'll be showing you how to use that strategy alone and how to combine it with this to have a very nice strategy. All right, so make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you need that, and make sure to like my video, share, and my Telegram channel is going to be in the description box below, so you can join, you can opt in. And it's a very fun Telegram channel, because they put trade updates. We post trade updates, their trade setups, profits, and all that, all for free. Indicators, all for free. All right, both mobile indicators and everything you can think of. All right, so that is it. Thank you for watching this video. PrimeFlex says bye bye.